I think the boarding schools really kind of messes you up in a lot of ways too, because I mean, like, it robs you from, like, even learning how to be a parent to your children, because you know you weren't with your parents.
When I was in college and just living away from the reservation, I can remember the loneliness, you know, and I remember the first Christmas I was gone, and I was lonesome, and I wanted to call my parents, my mom. It was always my mom, seems like. I wanted to call, but I would call her and she'd get on the phone, but it was like she wanted to hurry up and get off. You know, I got things to do. And I didn't realize that until way later, because I was thinking, she never had those holidays. You know, she grew up lonesome. She was a product of the boarding school. You know, and she didn't know how to say, well, I miss you too. You know, or I wished you were home. She didn't know how to say those things. And so I carried some of that even into today. You know, it's hard for me to tell my children, I love you. I and my siblings, you know, my older sister is 77 now, and we're very uncomfortable trying to hug each other, because we didn't do that in our home when we were growing up.
My mom told me stories. They came around to our village when my mom was 5 years old, and they said, she should be in school, she's 6. And they said, we don't think she's that old yet. But they insisted, and they said, either you put her in school this fall, or we'll take her from you, and we'll put her in school, because it's the law. So they sent her to school, and a couple of strange things happened on the first day. The first thing that she saw was they put all the boys to one side and all the girls to the other, and they stayed separated for the whole time. She thought, that was really strange. Why would they do something like that? And another thing she saw was there was bars on the windows. And she had heard about this before, a building with bars on the windows. She knew it was a jail, and that's what she said. This is a jail, girls. They put us in a jail. So when the staff heard about this, they didn't even try to correct her. They just labeled her as bad, and they strapped her, and this was the first time she'd ever been struck by an adult in her life.
They would ring a bell like at 4:30 in the evening, and so we had to all go in, and they would lock us in the dorms. We had to get up like 6 o'clock in the morning to a bell that rang and go over to eat breakfast and do our chores. We had what they called details, and we would be detailed to clean up different parts of the dorm or the dining room or something. And we had to do all this before 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we had, plus our rooms had to be cleaned, because every day the matrons would inspect them. And we had, our beds had to be made. We had to empty trash. There could be no dust. They would even inspect like our clothing and our drawers to make sure that they were folded and neat and everything. So, and but it was kind of funny, because I said now sometimes those things come back to you all the time, and sometimes I'll just leave a mess and you know, at the house, and it makes me feel good. I was thinking, oh, you know, those matrons that have a cow over this. You know? So it was really regimented.
I had no idea who I was. I didn't even know what it was to be Indian, because I had also come from the same school my mother came from, and it was a way of just beating you down to where you had no real identity or pride or anything. The thing that I had pride in is that I could work hard. I used to wonder, what are they doing here? Why do they hate us? You know, and if this is what how they're gonna treat us, why are we here and why are they there? You know, if it's supposed to be a mission from God, it's an awful mission they have.